But you need to go live. Just go live and talk with them.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's episode of My Intentional Parenting Journey. I am sorry we are late. My guest is having a bit of network challenge. Um, so, um, if you are with me here, you can hear me and you can see me, please. Let me see a comment in the comment section. Let me know everything is working smoothly at your end, not just me and my guest. Okay, she's here. Good morning, ma. Good morning.
Yeah,
Welcome.
good
So we are
morning.
live. Yes, ma.
Yeah, thank you. Good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of My Intentional Parenting Journey. I am Ife Sinachi, and I'm excited to be your host for today as we explore yet another powerful testimony from one of our inner circle parents. I'd like to start by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to Coach Wendy Ologe for this amazing platform where we come together, share, and learn. And I know she's here and she can hear me. Shout out to you, ma. We appreciate you, ma. Okay, we are live. Thank you so much for joining me again this morning. Today, we are honored to sit down here with Mrs. Benedicta Okaredje. She's one of our inner circle parents, and I know her story will be inspiring for each and every one of us. Okay, so again, thank you for joining us. If you can see me, please drop a comment in the comment section, please. Please, let me know you can see me. All right, I see you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, I see you all. Wonderful. You're welcome. And also, if you haven't dropped or the link in shared with any of your friends and family, anyone who might benefit from this session, please let's spread the word. Let's make sure everyone is part of this valuable experience. Thank you so much. Now let's turn our attention to our amazing guest, Mrs. Benedicta. Ma, we'd love to hear about the beginning of your parenting journey. Could you tell us what it looks like when, before you joined the inner circle? What inspired you to embrace this intentional part of the parenting? We are all curious about how your journey, with the Intentional Parents Academy Inner Circle program unfolded. How did, you first discover the program and what drew your attention? We'll be thrilled to hear your story. Over to you, ma.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, TIP Academy. Good morning, all the staff of the Academy, and good morning to Coach Wendy. I want to thank you so much for the great opportunity to be here. I do not take it for granted. And my journey to TIP started in 2021. So I believe the person through which I came into the academy should be here this morning. And at a time like this, I do send a message to remind her the good she did for me. And we are together in University of Benin. We are doing our master's degree program together. So one day I just saw something like parenting academy, something on, I think they were doing the sex educates your child like a pro then. That was towards the ending of 2021. So I had now told her, I said, what is going on here? You have something like this. Let me have a look. And I went in there into that into that particular what's it called now? Webinar, and it was mind-blowing. I knew that was where I am supposed to be instantly. And I knew that was the answer to every question on my mind, And the parenting journey so far, 3 years down the line, is amazing. It's like wonder, let me put it like that. And I am number one preacher of the academy. Anywhere I go, wherever I find myself, any community I find myself. And I want to shout out to the warriors. Warriors, I hail all of Una. Those are my accountability partners. And the journey so far, and that is how I got into the academy. And I remember I used to bombard Coach Wendy, different questions. I have a lot on my mind because of where I am coming from. So I kind of wanted a lot of answers, and I wanted them quick. But academy have structures and have system put in place. And I did not even wait to ask anybody question. I didn't have to, I just joined the academy. And since then, it has been an amazing journey. It has been a journey of no regrets at all. It has been a journey of bringing an ordinary woman to be an extraordinary woman. You may not understand where I'm coming from, but I know where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place where a kind of stereotype kind of life, but academy shaping my life, and I'm now becoming the prototype person that God really wanted me to be. TIP prepared me to destiny fulfillment and a life of possibilities. I came here, even when I went for my master's program, I don't know anything. I was just following the crowd. Anywhere, my people in Warri will say, anywhere the left face, that is where we go. So anywhere people are saying, easy, you have gone out of university, you need to get a job. I got a job. You got out of university, you need to marry. I got married. There was no process. There was no systems. There was no structure. I was just living the life as it comes. And so I married, I started having children. I had a career. From career, I joined the family business. From family business, I joined, but I know something deep down. I wanted more in life. I wanted to see more, and I started having children. All of a sudden, I started having, number 2, number 3, number 4, and it was overwhelming. And a lot of things. I wanted to be a woman that I wanted to just fulfill that thing, but I don't know how I can. I don't know who will help me. Yes, I'm a Christian. By the grace of God, I'm also a minister of the gospel. But I was raised by priests. I was raised by pastors and pastored misses. I was in that environment that everything spiritual was available for me. But yet, deep down, there was more to life than what I was seeing. And TIP Academy gave me everything that I ever wished for. And so that is how I entered into the academy. And this is 3 years down the line. And somebody was talking to me, I think yesterday, one of our academy in Warri, and she said, Mama, it's as if I want to pause. So you see, she has a business, a good business going. She just started a school. And I said, is it now you want to pause or you want to rest? I said, oh Lord, you don't want to be in a place of rest. You know what rest can be to a king. You don't comfort zone. In a comfort, I said, look, I said, this is my 3 years. I've never thought of, I want to pause. Sometimes I know it can be overwhelming. Sometimes the journey, we are on a journey. I know I'm in a journey. TIP armed me with every ammunition I need to run this journey, to be able to be successful in this journey and to take me through for the rest of my life. So I am on a journey. I just said there is no quitting, there is no stopping, and there is no looking back. We move forward, and a lot of things TIP has given to me. And one of the things TIP gave to me is a community. I don't know. When I was asked to come and share my story, I told all I was sending messages. I said, you are part of my story. Community. TIP gave me a community of sisters, a community of brothers. We have only one father, a Yada father in Warri, but now I was told we are having more. But I have people that They are not my blood, but they are there behind me. You can see them coming out. Anytime I am at a fixed, anytime, we are on a journey, we are not perfect. We are all working towards perfection. And whenever I feel I want to drown, I have people I can call anytime, any day. Shout out to Coach 14, to Coach Lauren, the senior yarders. I met them in the yard. And when I call and say, this is what is it? And I get direction. I get counsel. So also people call me. We have the junior yarders too. We have those who are just, even some have not, they are just coming in. And they keep saying, what can I do? I am at a fix. I said, I too, I can be there. So I have solution to them. And we come together as a community. I can never be overwhelmed. Sometimes we look out for each other. We check, and I see a lot of people going through a lot. And I said, in this place, I remember what my son wrote to me. One day he came from school suddenly. I said, Mommy, I found a new mantra, and I would like to share it with you. This is what he wrote and designed for me. I am not a yarder at the backyard. I am a yarder to the core. I am a yarder in action. I am a yarder both in the secret and in the open, because I know where I'm coming from and what the yard has done for me. And as a lot of people that come around me, I allow you to know, I make you to know that there is a secret place. That place, the Bible says that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. I said, don't just look at us like this and you'll be seeing things happening. There is a place we drink from, the secret place of the Most High. And one of them is the TIP Academy. And my son wrote this and said, if you can fly, he said, you can't fly, run. All of us know this thing. But it came to him as something like, oh, Mommy is always saying this kind of a thing. We are on a journey. And he said, if you can't run, he said, you should walk. And he said, if you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, he said, roll. And he wrote to me, he said, at least you are moving. And that is how the inner cycle is to me. I am just moving. Daily connections, coaches' voice notes every day makes the life kind of easy for me, makes the journey look like I am not alone in the journey. And for me, TIP has done a lot. I don't know whether I should continue or I should pause. If you ask me to continue, I can talk from now about TIP till tomorrow. So part of the thing that TIP did for me, previously I was parenting with fear because of the kind of environment I find myself. And that is why when I see people come from my community, it is not every community is different and unique, because the environment you come from can either mar you or make you. So you are the one that will carve a niche for yourself, how you want your life to be. And you cannot do that without having systems and structures. This morning, I just spoke to one of the thriving parenting coach in my city. And she said, people are not embracing this gospel as much as she wishes. That she is from the grassroots. And if you come from the kind of environment we come from, a lot is happening. You need to kind of try as much as possible to carve a niche for yourself, be in a community, have a process and a structure that will be able to run your life. Because many people don't believe parenting. Then who they teach parents? How many parenting academy? They will tell you our parents went to. What is parenting academy? So it's difficult, but for everybody in my community that has been able to come together and say, this is TIP message. We are there. We listen, we hear it, and we are ready to move with it. It's a very key thing to us. So I was parenting in a place of fear. I was parenting like, I don't even know where I'm going to. If I don't know where I'm going to, the children God gave to me, how will I know where they are going to? I was just living the life. And when I got into the academy, number one, TIP, like I said earlier on, propelled me to destiny fulfillment, a life of possibilities. Number two, there are a lot of things. Increased confidence. You see, I was not the type that was so confident. You know, today a lot of people look at me in some communities and some platforms that I belong to, and they will say, God is helping you. You are doing well. I said it was not like that. I was not confident of myself. I was not confident of what the kind of parenting I was doing. And also TIP helped me to build skills. When I entered the TIP, you know what? The first thing they said we have to read books. One thing in the academy, you have to read books. And I saw the list of books. The way I entered into the academy, it was as if something was pursuing me. I entered. That is why my level 1, if you see, I did a lot because I was hungry. I was thirsty, and TIP was ready to fill me to the brim. So I took the task very seriously. I took everything I was doing intentionality. I began to build skills. Reading was mandatory. I began to read. And when I started reading, I started knowing more. And they said, we are going to do review. I have never done review. Yeah, I did my master, I did everything. We come together, we write projects, we do a lot of paperwork, but I have not done review. And I begin to learn how to do review. I will never forget one of the people I met in the academy. No, there are some persons you met in the academy, though you are not that close or tight, but they make they make a little impact in your life to push you. I remember Taiwo Akilande. She's also a masterpiece woman. And I saw her Canva. I don't know anything about Canva. For you to know where I'm coming from, I don't know anything about tech. I said, sister, how did this work? Where did you get this from? And she just took her time to put me through. Then I met another person in one of my review thing. That was Dr. Saleh, Funky Mama from Port Harcourt. I will never forget. You know, there are some people in the academy who just say, slide, how to prepare slide. And she put me through. And I can tell you now, I am a pro in Canva. I am a pro in PowerPoint. TIP make me to learn a lot of tech skills. I was not, because I don't want to be at the back. I want to be, I wanted to be at the forefront. I wanted to be involved in whatever is going on. And TIP helped me to build a lot of skills. In fact, my parenting skills, most importantly. And while I was building my skills, my children were building their skills. You know what? When you always tell us that when you become, your children also become. You know, all my children, I have 2 teenagers, I have 1 preteen, and I have a 9-year-old. And every one of them, they are armed with tech skills. And trust me, I am not just building myself. The more I become, the more I build myself. I see my children becoming also. They want to learn. When they come back from the holiday, they will say, Mommy, how far have you gone? What are you doing? And I saw my daughter the other day. I learned something about China importation. I wanted to dive into that business. And I learned something. And she said, Mommy, immediately she comes home, my teenage daughter, she said, Mommy, what have you done this time? I said, you know, I'm always doing something. And I told her, and she took it up. In fact, she was doing it better than me. And she started looking for product, what we are going to buy. Likely in 2025, we are going to dive into a new business, you know. So I relaxed in my parenting because I know, you know, when I ran into the academy, I was thinking that, the academy is about my children. My children must do well. My children must do better. My children in the academy, I found my lost self. I was lost, and once I was found, and now I am found. And when I found myself, oh Lord, if you are in my circle, I will move you. You will move. As I am moving, I push you along. I move you along. Coach Wendy gave me that confidence, that courage, improved in my spiritual sensitivity as a minister of the gospel. I know a lot is beckoned on me. A lot. I don't believe in having only having only the position. I believe that you need to have the mantle, having the knowledge, more knowledge. When I go to the academy, I see our coach. Coach is not even a pastor, but the way she dissects this word, you see, I see Rema and I say, hey, where am I? I have went to up to 13 ministerial schools. It's not a joke. 13 ministerial schools, all different. I don't announce. I am, because of where I'm coming from. We kind of be at the silence, be somewhere, be working from the background. You know, when I will see people testimonies, you know, in the first year I used to share my testimony with coach. I will share and share. When I get to level 2, and I stay put in level 2, and somebody told me, won't you go to level 3? I said, look, where I am getting my Rema. I am getting everything that I needed. Whether I'm in level 1, I'm in level 2, I'm in level 3, it doesn't matter to me. Wherever I am, the anointing keeps getting into me. And as I am following instructions, you know, I was saying to myself yesterday, while I was preparing for this journey, I said, hey, the way I believe this coach, what does the coach say? I should jump over the fence. If coach tells me, jump over the fence, and I don't know what is at the back of the fence, my dear, I will jump over before I ask questions. I will land first and say, hey, where am I? Am I in this? I won't, because that is a system that I'll be able to. The academy has built a system of trust, so much trust. I trust the system. When they run, I run with instructions. I don't ask questions. I don't say, can he be? Can he? Every word I hear from here, I look at the word. I mirror the word I hear. I begin to see myself in the mirror. I say, hey, this is me. In fact, a lot of things that I never knew that was going on around me, TIP opened it up for me, and I begin to see. Look, there was something in me that TIP helped me to build. I am more empathic, you know. Previously, I am that type that can easily judge, you know, coming from where I'm coming from. It's not my fault. I saw a lot of things that my parents didn't do well, though it's not their fault. And that is why when coach said, you can be a pastor, you can be a deliverer, and yes, you will be raising foolish virgins. You can be a bishop, and yet you don't know the way to the city. That was where I am. I didn't blame them. I just felt that is what they know. But I'm going to know better. I am kind of person when I see people, I say, how could you? Why did you do this? What happened to you? But now, I am more empathic. I have seen people's story. I have heard people. It's not their fault. So I become moved. So when in a circle I'm in, that is I use community, worry community. When a woman comes to meet me, I say, this is what I'm going through. I say, I can now relate with what the person is going through. Even though I am not there, I have not passed through that same situation, I can say, yes, come, I understand you. I now come from the place of empathy, and that has escalated also to my children, to my husband. When I see them, I'm more empathic about my children. When they do something, I can imagine, oh, sorry, you don't do anything wrong, and I will just start taking it. I will look at my husband. I will say, this person doesn't know better. If this person knows better, he or she will do better. That is a place of empathy. And so it now helped me to build adversity quotient. Oh, coach, God bless you. You know, every time of my life, when I wake up, when I say a lot of things that God is helping me to do in my ministry, in my business, in my calling, at my parenting, in my marriage, a word of prayer. Say, God bless coach. God bless TIP. The day I met TIP, many people may not know why I'm crazy. They will say, is it TIP? Is it paying you? It's not paying me. It showed me lights And that light that I've seen, I cannot keep the light to myself, but also give the light to as many that comes around me. And that is what the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 14 said. Ye are the light of the world, a city that is
Amen.
placed on a hill.
My guess is
And
coffee.
that is
Amen.
why I share the light everywhere I go.
All right. So she was just talking
Yeah.
about the inner circle, this accountability system inner circle gives you. You know, as coach will always say, you know, no one thrives outside a structured system. The inner circle is that place that provides
Hello, can you hear me? Can I continue talking? As I was saying before she will come up online back, inner circle helped me to build adversity quotient, ability to deal with challenges and obstacles of life. When I come in, I've been in some places where I have been rejected. I have been in some places where I have been belittled, and I don't take it personal again. I just look at the people and I just look at the people there and say, oh, okay, you don't need me and you don't need my service. Everybody must not like me. Previously I was not like that. I was men pleaser. I want to please everybody. But now there's no need pleasing everybody. And so adversity quotient has really helped me to build. Hello. And in the inner circle, I learned to be more. Welcome back. Hello. So in the inner circle, I learned to be more resilient, adaptability. I learned a lot of emotional intelligence, which are also extended to my children. Building capacity, developing skills, all skills. And also, if I know I'm in a journey, my journey is not perfect, and yet I can still trust the process. Are you there now? Hello, are you there?
I can hear you. Please go on, ma.
Oh,
I can
okay.
hear you, ma.
So
Thank you. Go on,
the
please.
journey is not perfect, but yet I can trust the process. I am on a journey and I am still building. And I know the life that I am living now is going to affect my children. And since I am building a transformational and a transcended family, oh, I will never forget that webinar. It has helped me a lot. And there is one thing I told my children, I do tell them. I wrote them in one thick cover note one day. Look at it. I live by proof. I live it. I said, the life of service, whoever you become, my son, if I just say this, my son, my 9-year-old will just complete it. Whoever you become, whatever you become, wherever you find yourself, make sure you are serving people. The life of service. TIP helped me to do that. In service, I found myself. And so whatever TIP have any opportunity during the end of the year, our Shiloh, coach announced, we need moderators. We need everything, anything TIP said, I joined. For the first time in my life, I joined. I've never moderated outside the church environment. I learned, see, everything TIP represents, everything TIP is, it helps to build. And in the place of service, I found myself. And TIP gave me a curriculum that I will use to run the rest of my life. You see, as I'm here now, if God give me 120 years to live, I will not be lost. I will keep impacting life. I know my purpose now. I know where I'm here. I know what I'm here for. I am not just living like any other person. I am always calm in the midst of chaos. You know, that webinar, Seasons of Life, the first year, Coach Amolola took it. The second year, I didn't take it, but I never knew that my own seasons of life is going to hit me soon. So in 2024, prior to this thing, seasons of life, a season of life happened to me that if I was not in the inner circle, maybe I would have run. It came like a tsunami, wanted to sweep me away and my family. I said, no, not just only in the place of prayer, but in the place of intentionality, knowing where I have been armed, with a lot of skills that I can manage this. Nobody is dying. And I was so calm in the process. And in that process, a lot of things were happening sporadically. And God, even in the midst, while God was still talking, all my skills begin to come out. How not to give up, the resilient spirits, how to structure myself, even in that particular season of life. And I begin to put everything into perspective. And I can tell you that there is a lot of mental shifts in the inner circle, and I have gone from a fixed mindset, a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. I was listening to a coach, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and she said, success is a formula. Parenting has formula. Marriage has formula. And what is it again? Whatever you want to call it, it has formula. And to get that formula, God has given it to a particular set of persons that could put everything together, structures, systems together for us to thrive, even in this 21st century. Back then, I used to seek for validation. I don't need anyone's validation. You know, I need to validate myself first. I need to affirm myself. And likewise, I extended that to my children also. So TIP, I am on a journey. And like I used to tell my people in Warri, oh, I love warriors. I said, we are all on a journey together. You can't do this life alone. No. You need people. And God gave me people to work with, a community that I'm going to work with. And I remember that book of Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 to 9. God told Abraham, God was telling a testimony about Abraham. Say, I know Abraham, that is going to command his children. I held on to that scripture. So what do? I need my children to be on the side of the Lord. Even when I am not here no more, I need a legacy that could be passed on. A legacy of generation that know God. Not just it ends with me, but it's going to be a continuous one. And in a circle, gave me what I need, the tools that I need to build that kind of a family. And if it's someone that God could be proud of. And I want to thank the inner circle for what the journey so far. My process is more important than my progress. You know, let me not talk about my children yet. Let me just hold it on like this. If you say I should continue talking about inner circle, there is a lot. And that is why I said, look, I will scribble small notes. If you give me 3 hours, I can talk about inner circle. So thank you so much.
Wow. That's just amazing. Thank you, Mrs. Benedicta. It's amazing, how one introduction and one powerful webinar, bam, you are in the TIP and you're making your progress. Hearing about your experience so far, your career. There was something you said. You said you were the front yarders. You are not at the back, and you are visible at any time. And the accountability the inner circle has given you, ma, is so clear. Yes, it's so clear that the TIP Academy have put so much to your journey, and it's evident. So ma, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Miss Benedicta. So we want to know, reading is such a core part of the inner circle experience, and you said you are a founder of the Step Smart book club, right? Hello, ma.
Yes.
Yes.
You want me to say that? I want me to tell that story.
So So, Ma, could you tell us, which of the books, you've read in the TIP Academy, in the inner circle, that have resonated with you most in your journey? Your key insights, what you've gained, that have shaped in your parenting journey so far, Ma. Your growth, your personal growth. We'd love to hear about that, Ma. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Over to you, Ma.
Yeah, thank you. There are different parts of me. Oh. Hey, Lord, inner circle. I started Maths Book Club. Inner circle gave me that vision, and I am ready to preserve it with my life. When I started Inner Circle, I buy books, carton of books, carton. There is this thing, a vendor, I will just buy carton. I'll bring a drop in my house. My children started reading. I didn't know they could read like that. They read. I bought. I buy every 3 months or whenever another term is, I will buy. I invested my money in buying puzzles, in buying, look, you should not think that we are privileged. That is why we can do all this. No. It's because of what is more priority to us. I knew what I have to forfeit to get all those things for my kids, because I now know the importance why they have to have them. So before I talk about the books I read, so I started this journey, and I think Masterpiece added to what prompted the vision. And worry, it was difficult for us to get books directly. So I said there was no distributor. I look at myself. I said, if I tell my husband what I want to do, he will say, oh Lord, can't you just do it? He just left me. So I have a big office space in Warri. So I said, okay, is there anything involved rather than bringing books? He said, no, nothing. I said, okay, I have a space, because anything for TIP, I'm ready to do it because of the influence and impacts it has made in my life. And so Mr. Augustine told me everything. And I said, okay. And I became a distributor in TIP and started bringing books in. And because I saw the way, and we not have a community. And I know my children like reading books. I buy a lot of books. And I just said one day, okay, all of you bring your children, let's gather together and form a book club. Let's come on Saturdays, let our children come read, paint, do some things, and my children will also have a community. And that is how I started Steadman's Book Club. And Steadman's Book Club was just like a joke to me. And I started doing even more than just TIP. I've attended a trade fair from it. In fact, I've booked for 2 trade fair only this year. And also, we build a community where people come read, community of sound minds. And also, God help me. In fact, recently, I'm starting something new, selling books in wholesale. I have dived into that. Anything possible, whatever. I'll be given that mandate. The process, the structure is there. And that is why the books that resonated with me more in the inner circle, discipline is not an emergency. It's part of those books. Discipline is not an emergency. Raising an independent thinking child. I wanted to raise children that when I am not there, they are able to stand on their feet, They are able to thrive wherever they find themselves. They are able to think on their own. And God has been helping me through the inner circle. You see, during the holidays, my children went through a tech founder. They love technology, and they started learning how to build their own app. Their own app. They started to learn tech. Every year they learn tech, because that is part of our core values as a family. Tech and you know what is going on now? It's trending, and every child, even me, I know how I struggled with tech. Inner circle was not make me to learn. And you know what? Not just learning it in the inner circle alone, but taking it far beyond whatever you are learning. You practicalize it Me, I practicalize a lot. Whatever coach asks us to do. So I leave my children to think. I made them to make some choices. And they make the choices, and through the choices, I'm able to now look at the choices they make and also be able to help them to build up themselves. Why you act the way you do was a bomb to me. Why you act the way you do? I carve out a ministry through why you act the way you do. When I see you, I talk to you. I ask you some simple questions. I could know who you are. When you come for counseling as a minister, one of the things I used to counsel is, who are you? Is this person first? Is it sanguine, a choleric, a melancholy, a phlegmatic? I look at the dominance. I look at the supporting. Before I go into the spiritual press, I can detect who you are, why you are acting the way you act. And also every members of my family, I begin to know everybody. That was one of the, in fact, I have the book very close to me for you to know. Look at my book the way it is. I read this book. I choose this book. I use it. It's a good counseling tool because many people don't know themselves. And when I read that book, Tim Lahaye, I begin to discover who I am. And there is a spiritual mentorship program I belong to. I suggested that book, and that book was read by pastors, by ministers, and their life never remained the same again. And the husband manual, as small as that book is, you may see it as small. It helped me in my marriage. Kudos to the marriage seal, the conclavite himself. So look, it helped me in my marriage because I begin to see things the way God, not the way I want to see it, not the way the people of the world want me to see it, but the way God wants me to see it exactly. And I've used husband manual and wife manual to settle marital disputes. I would give you husband, read this one, wife, read this one, and they will read it and they will come. See, this book will humble you. And I tried so many things reading in that husband manual, and it worked for me. It gave me peace in my home. Solving family problem through communication. I've mentioned how many books. I've mentioned a lot. CIB has a lot of books, and all the books, I cannot leave one and say every book, solving family problem through communication, it helped me a lot in my family. Sometimes we just take some things for granted, not be able to communicate well. Your spouse may not really know what you need per time. Your spouse may just feel that you are okay, but able to have communication skills, communicate how you feel, communicate whatever is wrong. It helps. It has really helped in my journey so far. So those are my those are my top books, and many other books in the inner circle. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's amazing, ma. Wow. It's Miss Benedicta, it's inspiring how your investment. You said you invested into the TIP books, inner circle books, and it's so
Yeah.
inspiring how your investment TIP book has not only impacted your journey, it have helped you with this your career, your journey with the Steadfast Book Club, and shout out to all the masterpiece women here. Masterpiece women with the doings. You being a masterpiece women to pushed you further, and I mean it's
Yeah.
evidence, ma. It's very clear, ma. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, ma. Thank you. Really appreciate. So, Miss Benita, how has your intentional parenting, has influenced your relationship with your family? We'd love to hear about your journey, your growth, how it have impacted your marriage, your experience, how it have shaped your connection so far, ma. Thank you so much. Over to you,
Thank
ma.
you so much. Thank you so much. Intentional parenting. Do I start with my children now? Start with my marriage. Let me start with my children. There is something that I hold on to. Coach always say, you can't build skills into a child, but you can build skills. Building skills in my children is one of my key, is my role as a parent, and Part of the reason why I'm here on this journey is because of my children, because I know if I don't become, they will never become. And there is a place in the scripture that that said, Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 15, that the labor of the fools wearies them, for they know not how to go to the city. But I, Benedicta, I know the way to the city, and TIP is my way to the city. TIP armed me. I have children that are in boarding school. You know, when people come to meet me and say, hey, boarding, oh, hey, boarding. I have the one in SS2 class. I have the one in J3. I have the one in J1, and I have 4 children. Parenting 4 children in this time is not a walk in the park. For those of us, the day I had Brenda, our CP, sharing her story, 4 children, is not a joke. 4 different personalities, you know. I have children with 4 different personalities. I have to discover their personalities. I have to discover who they are so that I will be able to work with them. They will be able to understand where mommy is coming from. 4 children. Now, when I enter into the inner circle newly, I will be saying, hey, coach, you have 2 children. Me, I have 4. You don't understand. You have 2 children that are the same age. My age, my own, their ages are quite different. Their needs are different. And I have to be very intentional. You know, while growing up, I discovered something, that my parents practically silenced a part of me that would have taken me far in life. Did you hear that? I discovered my parents silenced that part of me that was supposed to make me go far in life. And so when I look at how they were parenting, I said, no, I need to do it differently. When I see any of my children exhibit some traits, some characters, I will begin to trace, what is it? What is all about? How can I help this child to thrive better rather than killing that thing or silencing it? I remember while growing up, I was an outgoing girl. And I have friends. My mom doesn't have any friends. Benedicta, no, you don't need friends. Stay on your own. Stay on your lane. They'll beat the hell out of me. Stay in one place. I never knew. It lacked skills. And I saw one of my children had similar traits, had similar character. I said, hey, the first time before I got into the inner circle, I really did not like it. She was like my look alike. Always, in fact, the first day I took her to secondary school, she was just in JSS1. Not up to a month, I saw principal of the school, JSS1. And she has senior students, the senior siblings there. They have never. My daughter used the principal phone, said, text my mommy that I need so and so. When I saw the principal's message, I said, SA has gotten to that level. She is not scared of anybody. She is so confident of herself. She can enter anywhere. And when I see that, I begin to build skills that could help her. I put her like in music school. Every of my children can play musical instruments. There's nobody that cannot play musical instrument in my house. I invested in it. And I remember telling a friend of mine in TIP, I said, this is investment 2025. Those are close to me. I said, what are you investing in your children's life? I invested in tech for my children. I pay money, good money, for them to have access. Not that I am so privileged, but I have to deny myself from a lot of things so that my tomorrow I will have rest. So my children, there is one person that just joined the inner circle here. She is one of my mama in the Lord, a wife of a senior pastor, and she told me, when I saw your children in that place, they were so coordinated. They sat down where they are supposed to sit. They are not like my own. Shout out to Mommy Esther. She just joined the inner circle. She's still waiting. He said, I saw them. They were not going up and down, up and down. They were just, they organized themselves. And I said, you don't know where I'm coming from. So for my children, they are my accountability partners. They tell me, Mommy, that thing you did is wrong. I am vulnerable, and they are also vulnerable to me. And also the spiritual intelligence. I am very key on the spiritual aspect of their lives is one of my core value. And you see, when I hear Mrs. Bethel, shout out to Mrs. Bethel yesterday, and she said, I take one thing per time. Look at me, 4 children. I take one thing. This is what I want my children to learn in this year. And it was spirituality, investing in their spiritual life. They have a spiritual coach that takes them, and now they have built up themselves, they themselves. You know, during the holiday, there was this the devotional that coach. That devotional was loaded. That was my children devotional. Throughout the holiday, we had a devotional, the leadership devotional by Coach's family. I implemented, the children were enjoying it every day. And so one day, one of my daughter, there was a program going on. I don't want my children to know God because I know God. You understand that place? But I want them to have a personal relationship with God and know God for themselves. That is what Abraham did, and God trusted him. And the Bible says in that book of Deuteronomy, say, write it, inscribe them anywhere, inscribe everywhere, tie it on their legs, tie it on their hand, everywhere. I use God to you to know. I practicalize. They saw me, the way I serve God, the way I am committed to the things of God. And my children, I saw them begin to walk through that path. And I get information from their school. And one of their school master, that was my son, my teenage son. And he said, Ma, what are you doing for these children? He said, I really love this, your boy. He's very committed in the fellowship. He's the first to come and open the door of the fellowship. He's the first to be committed. He's the one I can trust with the key to my office, everything. And that is a feedback for me. I'm always waiting for the feedback. And you know what? It may not always be positive, always. I am ready even from the negative, so that it's a way for me to know where I'm going to learn in, where I'm going to teach them, where I am lagging behind to teach my children. And so I was so excited. One of the programs, the children program, and my 10-year-old daughter said, and I was not in the program, and one of them said, so their program, I saw one of them, my little daughter of 10-year-old, say, I saw you fall into the anointing. What was that all about? Why were you just so much? And I hold on, I didn't say anything. What was going on? The sibling, one of the siblings was asking, he said, couldn't you just control yourself? Where I was just smiling. So I took that girl alone on a journey. I took her with me. I said, let's go. I was taking her to school when she was resuming school to get her materials. I said, I want us to talk about the experience you have. Who is God to you? What was the experience like? I know you gave your life to Jesus. Don't just let them to say, I am born again. Let them experience it. That was one of my goals. And she said, Mommy, what happened to me that day was very deep. I was shocked with that statement. I said, deep. 10-year-old girl know what is deep. I looked at her. I turned my head while driving. I looked at her. I said, deep? What do you mean by deep? So what happened to me that day was deep. I cannot really fathom it or explain it. As somebody who knows what is going on, I said, yes, that is an encounter that you have just had with God. And I said, okay, now that you have experienced this, what do you think? What is God expecting from you? A 10-year-old girl sat down, was telling me what is expected of her at this stage, how she's going to keep a relationship with God. And you know what? I was emotional. And all I could say, I said, God, my work with you is not in vain. It's not just working with you and raise children who will tomorrow throw everything out of the window, forget where they are coming from, forgetting where God has brought us from, and leave everything behind. I said, yes, this is what I have been waiting for. And my teenage daughter in SS2, when she was in SS1, she said, Mommy, they gave them a KJV version. Every child of mine has Bibles. So I have Bibles here, different versions and everything. And she said, Mommy, I need you to get me an NIV version of the Bible. you know what? For your daughter not to say, get me a dress, get me a fashionable stuff. I don't know what she was doing then. She said, Mommy, just get me an NIV version of the Bible. Immediately that day, I ran to the market. She said, she described exactly the type that she wanted. I bought it. I said, wow. And I see her every day reading through the scripture. See, the results I have with my children is amazing. You know, the financial intelligence. Hey, oh God, we are business people. We are business family. we know how to do the ego thing. And we believe that financial literacy is key. Financial freedom, you know, we easily navigate through business to business, you know, and God has been helping us doing well. And I knew that my children need to have financial and literacy, you know. When they said that book came at me, I had already ordered for more because I'm already, because when you see my children, and so every of my child, they already know that before you get to the age when you are entering into the university, you must have something that is bringing you money. And by the time we are going to hand over a phone to you, shout out to Coach Wendy, that phone is not for joke or for play. None of my children have an Android phone. Even when they get annoyed, the mommy, my friend has iPhone. I said, don't worry, he has it. I said, when it gets to your turn, you have iPhone, whatever the version is, then it will be that time. I said, why? Because you have not been armed enough. You need more skills. You need to know more before you can handle that. And so there was a competition going on in the church, and there was financial benefits with it. And my daughter enrolled for it. And there is this, you know, when Coach was talking about the financial, what's the name of that webinar again? Raising a financial skilled child. I have already started building some structures for my children. That's webinar just like an icing of the cake for me. My children have started earning money, not today. When my daughter started making bags 2 years ago, she put together, she made perfumes, family buy, grandma said buy, uncle buy. So they know that they saw me. I do side hustles, a lot of side hustles. I'm not doing them because I want to gain or someone. I'm doing them because I want to see that we earn money, and I carry them along. You know, when we are going to TIP Summit in Benin, you know, I was in TIP Summit in Benin. I came to represent my brand, and my 9-year-old son, because every other person they've all gone to the boarding. You know, my 9-year-old son said, Mommy, I will be joining you. Can you get me my own t-shirt? I got him his t-shirt. I said, I'll be joining you, but you need to tell me how much is going to be my pay. Man, my 9-year-old son telling me what is his salary. He even told me, he told me the amount he wants for his salary. Yes, you could say, how can a small boy? No, he knows what I know. And he said, Mommy, how much? I first of all look at him and say, how much am I paying you? Hey, God. He said, yes, so that he's going to work. He's going to follow me to TIP Summit. That he's going to work too. He's going to help to sell. He's going to have him having that knowledge that you render a service and you are being paid for it. I am happy. And it's not just because I am your mom. You render me service in mine. He has a place, he save all his money. When you render, you know what they did one day during the holiday? My husband bought a Popisco, what do they call them now? That thing they use in doing Popisco ice cream, kind of stick ice cream. And I didn't know my children behind me, the senior boy, made some nice ones and called his friends within his neighborhood and started selling to them 500 naira. And my daughter said, where did you get that money from? This guy is doing business behind my back. Oh. There were not some argument. I said, what is going on here? And my son showed me money. Say, mommy, that my friend is my customer. Say, customer of what? Say, customer of popsicle ice cream. You know what? We are on a journey. Don't think that you are not seeing results. At every stage where there is a need for these children, whatever we are teaching them, for them to practicalize it and make use of it, you will see them in action. And so when I saw my son, I was kind of, this is a very quiet person. He goes on his own. So one day he told me, and now he's making his own money. My daughter won that competition. I tell them, trust the process, not the result, always. And I saw my daughter every night for that 1 week she was preparing. She was not sleeping. She was reading, preparing, reading the Bible from pages to pages, taking notes, and she won that competition and she took the money. And for the first time, I said, walk to the bank. I opened an account for them. They have an account. I said, now you are going to start practicalizing. Go to that bank. My children goes anywhere they want to go. They carry the laptop in my environment. For those who have been there, it's not an environment. No, I shared this some time ago. My daughter will carry laptop on her back, and people will say, madam, she's carrying laptop. Oh, how can she enter keke? My children enter keke. My 9-year-old enter keke. You will enter keke. I'll give you a small phone. When you get there, call me. And some people will call me. Mama, I saw this boy on the road. What is it? I said, what happened now? Cross the road, a major road. Cross. You will be fine, and you are okay. And I'll tell those that will be calling me on phone, say, what happened? What if I'm not here? They will have to live and they will have to survive, you know. So my son told me one day, he said, mommy, I don't have friends. And I really saw it. The elder sister told me that in school he doesn't have friends. I said, my own son, you don't have friends. When I have a community, you will have friends. I sat him down. And I begin to teach him the skills of having friends. You know what I'm talking about? That is why we teach them. That is my work. That is my duty for now. And that is what I am doing. I am not just hearing everything I hear in the inner circle. You know how it does? It follows me. It starts ringing on my head. How we look for implementation. And in my house, when I'll say response, ability. My children don't call it responsibility. They say, mommy, responsibility. Oh God. Coach Wendy, you don't know what you are doing. So you don't know, and my son told me, I don't have no friends. I said, come, you can't do life alone. You need friends of like mind. And do you know now, when I go to school the next time, I saw when it was open day, my son had friends, not just friends. She has some closest inner circle friends now. I begin to interview them. I begin to relate to them, where they are from. And I told one of them, I said, don't worry, when your parents come the next, I will meet with your parents. And he was happy. Being able to have tools and skills to build everything. See, when I see a loophole, I don't shout, hey, no, no matter how small it is. They will even tell me, mommy, calm down, no. Mommy, calm down. No, I see results and they are living a life of a service. And this is one of my achievements this year. So for those who are from Mori, this is my children's school. So for the first time in 20 years, award for the commitment to school development. Coach said, I am an involved parent. I am not just a parent, anyhow parent. I involve. So for the first time, the school living parent, that is the parents' school leave, those who are leaving school, they will just come, they will leave school. They don't give school anything because they feel we have paid a lot school fees already. And the school should take care of them. So I say, we don't do that. And they do miss, they just want to create group for the where to, you know what that group was? To buy uniforms, to buy art, and they were paying money to buy all the things they will use to do the, what do they call it now? Graduation ceremony. And now chatted the admin. I said, sir, what is the parents' commitment to school? He said, ma, no, we have never done anything like that. The school is 20-something years. Nobody, we don't bother parents. I say, okay, please, sir, can you give me the permission to mobilize these parents together? Let us do something. Let's do a project for the school. And they admit, they took them like 2 weeks to think about it. Me, I didn't say anything. And they said, okay, we are giving you the permission. And I know the kind of caliber of people that were in that group. I thought the first day, nobody answered me. The second day, nobody answered me. I said, me, I am resilient. This thing, we are going to do it. And they all came up together to do a good project. We occupied the children and seats for the hall. That was the project 2024. We bought seats for our children on where they do. I have some parents in the academy from that school where they did for the first time. Parents mobilized themselves together, not to do party, not to buy clothes, but to do a project for the school. And this was the award for the commitment to school development. So when you are saved from the TIP, we are asked to save others. The light that TIP gave to us is not, and my children see me doing all this service work, even in their secondary school, when they call for one, we are already there. I am there, not only in the PTA, they see me, my children can trust me. Say, mommy, we always be there. They don't say, mommy, they say they should contribute. I don't ask questions. I see on platform, what are they using the money for? They said they are using it to do inverter, using it to do this, or I don't bother. Anywhere we are serving, we are meant to serve in the capacity that God has blessed me with. I don't need to do more. According to my capacity, and I can do even more that God has placed in my heart to do. So building friendship as skill might has helped my children. IT skills, their skill of friendship. I know there's that scripture in 1 Samuel 8, verse 3 to 22. You know what happened to Samuel? Samuel was the greatest prophet of God, greatest prophet of all times, but yet he could not place his children in the place of authority. When he brought his children out to be chosen by the children of Israel as judges, they rejected his children. Say, find us king. Did they God open my eyes to that place? I said, no, these ones, they must be usable. In their time, there must be people that you can reckon with. And my children have so much empathy because they see me display it. They say, mommy, can I give this out? Can I give this or this one? And you know, before, nobody comes to my house. Previously, we like an edge everywhere, no friend. But now, you know, whenever children have holiday, I have some children in the communities. They come to my house. They are comfortable in my house. They stay hours. My children have, they know they belong to a community. And they model me because I know I'm their model. Everything I do, I do the skill of extra to ensure they are on the right path. So for my marriage, you know, from where I'm married from, for those of us who know, an average Yoruba man is not easy to just come, to just say, they'll be looking, what is this my wife doing? What are you up to? What are you paying? My husband will say, you pay money, yeah, you pay money there. Oh, this is my wife. Oh, are you sure? Why do you pay money? I say, don't worry. And when he begins to see results, sometimes when he gets to the children, he saw books. He said, wow. He saw a particular one day about virginity, spiritual intelligence. He said, so he's buying, see, you won't buy these books. He will say, So when I started a book club, he wasn't surprised. He said, I heard him telling some of his friends, my children, they are well. They know a lot very well. You know, when you read, you will know a lot. When you are exposed, you will know a lot. There is no year I don't carry my children for exposure. If I cannot travel out of the country, I will go to anywhere in the country, we will go there. But you will see other people, you will associate, you will do. So my marriage, my husband, you know, today is our family meeting for the first time. My husband said, yes, we are going to have a family meeting. He's going to be the head of family meetings. That's not enough for me to be happy. You know, I look previously in the marriage, I would say, this one is bad, this one is bad. I was actually the problem. When I begin to fix myself, I begin to see the marriage being fixed. No more complaining. And I begin to see the togetherness, working together as a parent. Sometimes sometimes you can just lose guard. You know, he's the one that will call me. He'll say, come. You are ready, you want to shout now, come and sit down, have your seat, calm down. I will not be looking at you and say, what do you know that? So God has been helping us. We have been working together as a team. So I've spoken a lot, sorry. So
Amazing,
I want,
amazing, amazing.
yeah.
Ma, please, you were saying something. Please go on.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the webinars. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to talk about. I've talked about my marriage. I've talked about my marriage. It was the husband manual that changed many things in my marriage. That book was small, but it was just like, husband manual also made me to confront the marriage, one of the mommy in the marriage committee, and say, ma, all these things you are teaching in this marriage committee, they enter their ear. It comes here and it comes out. Change this thing. Let there be like a proper premarital class where people can go through the system and there will be follow-up. I will see a lot of divorces right inside the church. And you wonder why. It's the place of knowledge. No knowledge. And when there is no knowledge, the people perish. So thank you so much. If you want me to talk about the webinars, I could talk about the webinars.
All right. Thank you
Hello?
so much, Ma. That's
Yeah,
amazing, amazing. Yes, ma. We are live on My Intentional Parenting Journey, and you're here watching Mrs. Benedicta. Her journey has been very intentional and very remarkable. She's been sharing with us about, how her marriage and her life generally has put to place, and that's one key thing the inner circle does. There was something she said that was so key to me. She said you can't force you can't force skill onto a child. Yes, she was so right. According to coach will always say, yes, you cannot force skills onto children, but you can guide them, you can build them. That's what TIP does. That's key to what Inner Circle does. TIP has truly equipped you with the tools, ma, to do these things. And it's been so amazing to see how dedication, you reflect with your children, especially them, being your accountability partner, following you
yeah,
as an example. And the way you've, invested spiritually growth and even, in body school, it speaks to what Inner Circle does. Building your marriage. If you're not at the conclave, if you're not with the marriage skill, then you're missing. That is, you are completely out of the arc. Building your marriage plan is key to what Inner Circle will introduce to you. The Marriage Skill Academy is that place. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. We really appreciate you sharing this journey with us. So, ma, please, in specific terms, could you share with us your profound lessons, your impacts to what Inner Circle has done for you? Can you share with us 3 favorite webinars of what Inner Circle have shown you, what resonated with you, what has been key insight for you, ma? Over to you. Thank you, ma.
Webinars. May I have like 9 webinars lined up that that have done a lot for me. Inner Circle is like a detoxification process. Detoxification process. By the time you have not recovered from one, another one is cleansing you up. It keeps coming like this until it goes round and move around every aspect of your life. The Seasons of Life by Coach Omolola. The Seasons of Life. The first time she talked about the season, until when the seasons of life hits me, and I understood. I was already armed. I was already equipped to face the situation squarely. And sometimes my husband will say, we look at to get whether I will get what are we reactions, and I will just be calm and I will be calculating. And sometimes, we are humans. I could be so emotional. How did I get here? This is the season of my life. Pick up my tools, pick up my apparatus. Look, we move with our, in my house here, we have a toolbox. You know that toolbox. If you want to fix generator before you call the generator man, if you want to fix the battery head of the car, if you want to fix anything, we have it inside that box. That is how TIP is. And it's very handy that you can move with it. So whatever goes wrong on the journey, because I told you I am on a journey, I will just pick, okay, what tools do I use here now? But when now you are not in the academy and you are not armed, nothing, what do you bring out? Crying, going to meet the wrong people. The seasons of life. God bless Coach Molola. It makes me part time, any season I find myself, navigate through it. You don't need to say, I was the type that will say, oh, when I look at my mates, we were working together, then see where this one has got to. Hey, see where I am. Oh, where I got a PhD, what was it called, admission. And that seasons of my life does not permit me to go. And I humbly declined. You understand? That was a very good one, for a very good webinar for me. Another webinar was rest as a skill. Rest. Oh God. And the timber was just hitting me that day. Back, front. Rest. Even while I'm sleeping. If a pin drops, I will know. Rest. I sleep short because I feel that a lot is here for me to achieve. Hey, I have not gotten my tax has not been done. The assignment is very big. Where will my assignment? And some of the women, I am a minister. I have a platform of a praying platform when I have women like about 100 looking up to me. I have to show up all the time. I was saying, hey, what is the next thing? Rest. Oh, so when she told me about rest, and I just have to, that day, I think there was one of the webinar, I had a drop. I wept that day. I said, oh, if anything happens to me, that is the end of all. Create time to rest as a skill. And also the siblings mentorship webinar, I begin to build. That helped me instantly. After that webinar, I restructure everything. I begin to, my daughter was going to school, the small one. So the older one, I just told her, tell your sister everything she needs to know. And while they're in school, I said, you are now his mentor. And say, mentor. I say, yes. And I begin to teach them how you can always look out for each other. Another one that resonated with me was raising the financial skill child. Like I said, anything finances, money. We are business people, and we want to raise transformational and transcendent family, and the family that whatever we have, whatever God has helped us, it shouldn't die with us. It should continue. You understand what I'm saying? So creating the transcendent family was key to me. That family is created for the fulfillment of prophecy. Hey, coach, that webinar put me on my toes. Creating the transcendent family. And I began to look at where I was coming from. Purely transactional family. I came purely from a transactional family. And when they talk about raising the boys, you don't need to bail out. I have bailed out. I have bailed out siblings a lot of time. As the first daughter in the family, if I go through that story, it will be so emotional for me. I have bailed out. I have been in a place, in a position whereby nobody cares how you get it. Nobody cares where you are getting. Bring it because you have it. And when I begin to see, it was Inaseku made me to know it is transactional. And as we grow as adults, I begin to see those, because the family was built on a transactional relationship. As everybody grew up, even as is a priest that raised everybody up, we see ourselves growing apart. Are you seeing it now? Because what can you offer me? And when it gets to the time you cannot offer me again, I ditch you. What at this stage of your life? What can you give? And I said, no, I don't want to build children like that. I want to build a transcendent family, and it has really helped me. The webinars in the inner circle has been a back-to-back blessing, resolving existing sibling rivalry, make me to see that there was so much sibling rivalry from where I come from, and it was not healthy. So to every problem I see around me, so every challenges, so every negativity, so every shortcomings I see around me, it gives me a curriculum for my children. You know, when I see how my family was running, transactional, where I came from, I said, okay, that is a curriculum. My children, I don't want them to run this sibling rivalry. My father made me like I didn't know better, the head of everybody. And so therefore, how can you make somebody they are supposed to be siblings instead of mentorship? You see now, they now make you like Oga over every other person. As they grew up, everybody do not want to submit to you again. There were structures that failed. There were systems that failed. Even some of the spiritual structures, legacies handed over to me, I have to rebuild, collapse some, bring them down and start rebuilding all over again so that my children can build on a solid foundation. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. That's fantastic, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Mrs. Benedicta have just reviewed her 3 webinars, and I'm sure she have many more to share. And
yes,
the Season of Life webinar is a game changer for almost everybody in the inner circle. Yes, it is. And the rest as a skill, we all need it. It's actually a reminder to prioritize and rest and model it to our children. And for the raising your financially skilled child, yes, it's crucial, ma. Giving your children, this financial awareness. You said you are a business family, business mindset. It's very wonderful. Thank you so much, ma. We really appreciate you. To our wonderful listeners, welcome to my intentional parenting journey. If you haven't been part of the inner circle yet, now is the time to step in. There is only 29 days left to join the inner circle. Once the door closes, there is no way for you. The ark, you will be left behind. So grab the opportunity now. Don't let it slip away. Thank you so much, ma. So, Miss Benedicta, I can imagine someone listening to you and thinking, oh, I think I was raised well and I don't need this intentional path and I've gotten things under control. I'm doing well with my children. What advice would you share with them today to, inspire this curiosity in their mind, or maybe even challenge their thoughts? Thank you so much, ma. Over to you.
I also say I was raised well. I was raised by pastors. My parents were pastors. They were also career people, and they don't even know jack about business. And now we are building business. I have to learn. My husband come from a family of business. If you call on that my old mother-in-law today, you will be shocked what is in her account. Not because retirement, but we just believe in it. I thought that we grew, we were all okay. When I enter into the inner circle, I know that there are patterns are real. No, they call patterns. Go and check that your family. You were not raised well. I could come from a family of that kind of a family where, everything was okay. Daddy teaches you everything, and they want to discipline. They beat the hell out of. They didn't know better. But now, you have to grow. It says success have a formula. I was listening to there was something I wrote down yesterday in my cohorts. Somebody said, no one loses weight by watching exercise video. You don't see anybody will lose weight, say you lose exercise video. You will not be losing weight because you are watching. Some of you have been watching. I know one of my friends is in that table. You have been watching all Coach Wendy's daily, what's it called now? Tuesday, Thursday. You are there in all our summit. You are there, but you are not yet in the inner circle. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. So the patterns that our parents, we did not. So we say, I turned out okay. No, I discovered that I did not know that. How can skills, there are skills that we are supposed to learn at some age. We did not have that clue. Nobody taught me, like sex or some sex education was like, is it a sin? You don't say it. I teach my children. I am armed. I am skilled. I have skills that can. So I was able to navigate through my life. Inner circle will groom you. Come as you are. Nobody will judge you. Nobody. Come as you are. Say, come naked. Don't worry. We will clothe you. Come. Just come with all you know. I have some people that say, I know so well. When they come, say, I don't know anything. No, I thought I know me. I thought I knew too. But when I enter the inner circle, I begin to learn many things. I am no longer comfortable where I am. Comfort zone is the burial ground of it. So if I wake up every day, every week, what am I going to do? What am I going to add to myself? Inner circle gives you that, how do I put it down? It grooms you until you become a giant. It equips you. You see, that part of the scripture that says, I have grown, me, from drinking milk. I have grown from even eating meat. I am not cracking bones. Why? I am not the one sharing my light to people. Remember that time who called me, Coach Wendy, I will send her text. I've grown. I will send her, Coach, everything she has given to me, all the equipment, all the tools, Inner Circle will give it to you. If you are there, you feel, I have a friend, I am okay, ma. I'm just waiting for the right time. The right time is now. I used to tell some of the community I belong to, I said, the world is going to get darker. Don't think it's going to get dark. We are coming to the times of dark. People are not coming out to declare that they are gay. They know they fear again. Are you not scared? In our African culture, there are some things that are not supposed to be heard of. But now, you see them happening around us. And you have children growing up in that society, in that kind of community. I need to brace up my parenting skill. Sharpen your tools. TIP will help you to sharpen those tools and will make you to be a better version of yourself. So if you are not yet in the academy, this is the time. And this is the hour. Your hour of deliverance has come. Let me put it like that, because Inner Circle is a deliverance ground. It will deliver you from your head, mental shift. Those are your things to believe. It will first of all detoxify all of them. You will be shifted from whatever you know, and trust me, when you come out, you will come out refined. When a gold that pass through fire, when it comes out shining brighter than it was. And that is how my life is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mrs. Benedicta. You're me today, sharing your experience today with us. It has been so relatable and filled with valuable lessons that we all can take home. I really appreciate you, Ma, for taking your time to be here today. As Coach Wendy will always say, an intentional parent follows the goal, while unintentional parent follows the crowd. If you are not in the inner circle, I don't know where you will be. You are with the crowd. Get to the right circle and with the right community.
Let me say something.
You.
Can I say something? There is a tradition, or what do I put it now? There is a culture in the inner circle. If I don't say this, because I have my people all the way from Warri Yadas. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Warri Yadas anytime, any day. You know what? We always say that we are on a journey, and there's a culture. That means for those who are not in the inner circle, we don't behave anyhow. Inner circle is where somebody will say, Mrs. Benedicta, I'm picking this thing. I will say, pick and go. Don't worry. I don't need to drag you. You see, it's a serene environment. It's an environment where you can be naked and you are not ashamed. Nobody will judge you. You will say, if I enter there, now people will be seeing me. No, don't worry. Come. We are open, Inner circle, the community, don't ever forget to. You can't get this community anywhere. I can bet you. I have everything I need in the next circle. When my child is sick, I have a doctor in my midst that I can call. I have a lawyer who can bail me out when there is a bailer. I have talk anything, professionals, they are all in my circle. And whenever I need anyone, I call. They will say my story. They will not say my story is invalid. They will say, yes, your story is valid. And from the place of empathy and knowledge, not just from their professional outlook alone, because there is a professional outlook to things, and there is a TIP outlook to things. And also shout out to the masterpiece women, you know. I might have been at the background, but I am an ardent follower of Coach Wendy. Anything she believes in, anything she brings out. You know, I told you, she said, jump fence. I will jump. I have already jumped. I've already come down before I will ask, where am I? So thank you so much. I just let me chip that in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. We really appreciate you taking your time sitting in with us today. We really appreciate you, ma. So, ma, before we let you go, is there any one word, is there any one thought you would like to give us as an encouragement today, this morning?
For everyone that is in the inner circle, all my colleagues, all my senior yadas, all the junior yadas, and all the incoming yada. I have some of my people who are just coming in too. We are on a journey. Our journey is unique. Your own story is coming, your own testimony. It may be hard, but don't be hard on yourself. Keep on moving. Just keep on moving forward. When you fall, rise up again. Brace up yourself and going through the journey. Don't allow it to come to that point of going back, turning back. When Job's wife looked back, she turned to a pillar of salt. Looking back is not an option. Moving forward, no retreating. We keep doing what we are doing. Everything we are doing, see, it will all show when the time comes at the appointed time. Everybody have their own time and have their own season. Maintain your lane. Don't look at people's faces. So rather look at your journey and focus on your journey. All we are being taught, always practicalize. In fact, all the tools and voice note, you know, sometimes I tell them, look at the one that resonated with my family. My family need part-time. And that is what I pick it and start running with it. I must not be everywhere. I'm not everywhere. If I'm not here, I'm nowhere. So that is for those who are coming in, you are welcome to a place of safety. You are welcome to a place where your destiny will be changed forever. As mine was changed, I discover myself in the inner circle. And I was already 40 years plus. I said, how can I? Where was I? I was angry with myself. But don't be angry with yourself. It's never too late. Now you are starting. Keep on moving. And for those ones sitting at the fence, say, should I? Should I not? Sitting on the fence, so it's very dangerous. So the last time I remember, those that sat at the window, when is it Jesus that was preaching? You know what happened? He slumbered and he fell. And by the time you fall from the fence, nobody to catch you. The times are evil. The days are dark. Be in a community of like minds. In a community where you will grow. You know, in that circle is spiritual more than it is physical. When you come, you will find your space here. You will find your niche here. You will discover that you say you know very well. You do not know anything. And your journey to self-discovery, your journey to a purposeful life and a purposeful living begins from inner circle. So join us and you will never regret. If you don't have money, borrow and join. I have somebody that told me that she has to sell something to pay herself through into the inner circle. If you have friends that are ready to sponsor, why not? It's a lifetime experience, a lifetime. You will not regret this journey. Even though, like I said, my son wrote, if you cannot fly, run. Yes, Even though you cannot run, begin to walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you cannot crawl, roll. The most important thing is that keep moving. Don't stay in the place of mediocres. Join the winning team, CIP Academy. Thank you so much for having me. And I want to thank you to Coach Wendy. Can't thank you enough. I thank you for everything. I thank you for for taking the call. And I thank you for all you are teaching us. I see her every time. Sometimes she is down from her voice, but in fact, you still see her come up, keep talking, keep teaching. If she, when I see all she does, I say, "Oh, am I? What have I done? What am I doing?" I keep moving. Whether I'm down or you are down, you keep moving. And that is the kind of coach that you want in your life that will motivate you every day to want to be a better part of yourself, a better version of yourself, that will motivate you. There are very many opportunities out there every day. But you, if you are not in the right place where you can see opportunities, you may not be able to take opportunities. So thank you so much, man. Thank you, CIP Academy, everybody, admin, and everybody. God bless you all for having me this morning.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Really appreciate you for having us and for joining us, sitting with us here today. According to the masterpiece, we said we are a work in progress. We are on our way to
Yes.
becoming. So
Yeah.
you are welcome to be both. Yes, you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously. Yes, you are allowed. Thank you so much, Ma. And with that, I will let Mrs. Benedicta go so she will get back into her day. Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
joining
much.
us today. We
God bless you.
Ma. Yes, Ma. Thank you so much. So it has been an enlightening and inspiring session. Now, for anyone still contemplating joining, according to Mrs. Benedicta, she said, if you can't fly, walk. If you can't walk, row. If you can't row, crawl. So you are the only one left outside the ark. I don't know what you are waiting for. I don't know what is still holding you after hearing all this long testimony, all this inspiring testimony, all this relatable, journey. So the cohort is filling up so fast. Join us now and don't let it slip away. And so don't forget, you still have an opportunity to grab your 5-in-1 book pre-ordered. Have you secured your bundle yet? If not, you have just 2 hours left. It is time. It's not too late. 2 hours left. Grab your chance now. Grab yours. Pre-order now. And no matter where you are, be rest assured your books will reach you. It will get to you. We have distributor. Our office is in Gwarimpa, and we have distributor every major city across Nigeria, as well as in UK, US, Canada, Australia, Ghana, every part in diaspora. So you are well covered. You are welcome. Grab your copy now, and don't let me still remind you. Thank you. Bye.